Hey guys, CryptoDad here again. Thanks for joining me on this Wednesday live stream, live from Michigan, where you can throw out questions and I'll do my best to get them answered. We'll talk about Bitcoin, we'll talk about the news, maybe talk about some altcoins. Gonna move some crypto around for you guys if it is convenient, and but I'm mostly here to talk about the big news story that you probably already know about and get to your questions about storing your Bitcoin safely and securely. Another reason I wanted to start the live stream as soon as possible was just a couple of minutes ago, it was like a blizzard outside. Oh, I guess you really can't see it out my window there because of the light being a little bright. But it's the weirdest weather we've had in quite a while. Yesterday it was, hang on just a second here, let's get back to me. Yesterday it was 60 degrees here in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and today it's like 28 degrees and snowing. It's like the weirdest thing. And I mean, you know, people talk about the weather all the time around here, but today it was just like, ooh, can you believe it? Anyway, it stopped. The snow is just like, well, it's still a little bit. You can see a little bit of flurries, but like 10 minutes ago, it was like whoosh. Anyway, I'm here. Wonderful to have everyone here today. I know everyone's excited. Let's go over here and greet everyone. And Kenny's here. Emmanuel is here. Thank you for being here this morning. Birds, Bees, and Trees pointed out that it is now 61K, which I just noticed as well. They have not sent me the new cold card. I don't really have a big relationship with the cold card company, which I can't remember the name of. What's the name of their company? I think it's, CoinKite. That's the name of the company. I have to say, and I get a lot of requests, for cold card because it's the most secure hardware wallet and all that stuff. And I agree that it is very secure and that they do place a lot of emphasis on security, being open source and all that good stuff. But I just have to admit that it is just too difficult for an average user to use. And I'm on the front lines, you know, I'm getting YouTube comments and questions and emails on a daily basis, and people can barely use the Ledger and the Tangent cards, let alone cold cards and air-gapped solutions. I find them to be inconvenient, and at best, most people can probably use them. At worst, they will end up losing their crypto because they've done something wrong. I hate to say that, but it's true. I've done some reviews of the cold card. I think it's a great wallet, but it is just too difficult to use. I would like to, let's jump into that news story here real quick before we get too off track. Bitcoin breaches 60K for the first time in 2 years. So over the last month or so, I have Bitcoin alerts on my Amazon Alexa, and every day she's telling me that Bitcoin just hit a new 52-week high. And I've been kind of talking about that with my kids, and what do they mean by that? And I say, well, that means that it's the highest it's been in over a year, in over 52 weeks. Well, today it's now a 2-year high. So what is that? 104 weeks. So this is quite an event. It's pretty amazing. Bitcoin has risen again from the grave, so to speak. I remember for 3 years fielding questions and people telling me that Bitcoin was a bubble that popped in 2017 at 20,000. And over and over again, they kept telling me that Bitcoin was dead. The bubble popped in 2017. And then the bubble popped again in November of 21. And over the last 2 years, that's all I've been hearing. Oh, Bitcoin's a bubble. It popped. It's dead. It's gone. And now we're within sight of a new all-time high once again. So naysayers, keep doing your nay thing. Let's see. Bitcoin breached 60K for the first time in over 2 years after rising over 6% in the 24 hours leading up to 1 p.m. UTC, touching 60,001. Well, that's a little outdated already, right? We were at 61. I think there we are, 60,968, according to Cointelegraph currently. It's fluctuating pretty wildly right now. Investors expect a reduction in supply to drive up prices. This is better known as the pre-halving rally, which contributes to a new bull market with a refreshed bullish sentiment. This is exactly what we are seeing today. The Bitcoin halving is an event that occurs within the Bitcoin code roughly every 4 years. It's really based on blockchain numbers or block numbers. And it has to do with crypto mining. And whenever the halving occurs, the Bitcoin reward for Bitcoin miners is cut in half. And this basically was built into the system from the beginning. And it basically makes Bitcoin more scarce. Historically, the halving rally, or the rally connected to the halving, usually occurs 6 to 8 months after the halving. But this time around, there's a lot of excitement as the halving approaches. It's, I think, within a month or a month and a half now, probably, the actual halving event. But in anticipation of this, we're seeing a rally. So the big question for most people over the last month or so is, will we see an all-time high before the halving event? Or will it be like a normal halving event and we'll see the all-time high a couple months after the halving? Well, I guess it's still a little bit up in the air, but it looks like we're probably going to see an all-time high before the halving at this rate, right? It's just going crazy. But we all know what goes up must come down. Markets get overbought, and so we might see a pullback, just a technical pullback, or worse, depending on the news that's floating around out there. But it's quite possible we'll see that all-time high here in the next month or weeks. Incredible, isn't it? So I've linked both of these stories. I've got two stories linked up here. They're the same story, just on different websites, right? This is the Cointelegraph, and this is the CoinDesk article. By the way, CoinDesk and Cointelegraph, if you are interested in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, these are, I feel, the two best websites for Bitcoin and crypto-related news. They're serious news websites. They're not a bunch of hype. There are some paid advertisements that masquerade as articles, but they do say that they're paid advertisements, but other than that, they're pretty serious news stories, and this is where I go to get the latest on what's going on in the market. We've also got the crypto market recapturing $2 trillion. That's pretty amazing. I'll go ahead and link that story down below. I'll just copy that into my clipboard. We'll paste that in over here. Let's all cap it. And I'll copy that into there, and we'll go back over here, and I'll just drop that story in there if you're interested in that story, which I think is pretty amazing as well. I remember when it was a big deal that the market cap of the entire crypto market was $1 trillion. Now the market cap of Bitcoin is over $1 trillion. Pretty amazing stuff, guys. So thanks everyone for being here. Welcome to my little show. I don't do a whole lot on coin predictions, market predictions. I kind of talk about the main stuff with Bitcoin, but my main focus of my channel is crypto self-custody and crypto security. I'm here to help you store your crypto safely and securely. And I think earlier I was trying to figure out a topic of discussion, and it was something along the lines of, should I store my Bitcoin in an ETF or should I store it in my own wallet? And of course, my answer would be my own wallet, your own wallet. This is the main thing we need to remember about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies is storing crypto in your own wallet. If Celsius taught us anything, if FTX taught us anything, it's that if you are trusting your crypto to an institution of some kind, be it a cryptocurrency exchange, some kind of loan service, or some kind of service where you're earning interest, you are at risk of losing your crypto. It's just that simple. Even BlackRock, if things were to go sideways with the financial system, there's no telling what could happen, right? They could just say, you know what, we're temporarily blocking your access to your account during this crisis. I mean, all kinds of stuff can happen. We saw it in 2022 with FTX and Celsius, and the people that I know that are getting refunds from Celsius are just a fraction of what they had actually deposited in the Celsius platform. So guys, please learn about self-custody. I also wanted to bring up a comment that I had earlier today. I don't know how well you can read this. I'm broadcasting in 4K, but I'm going to go ahead and read this comment out. Now, he is commenting on my Tangem video where I demonstrated how to do cross-chain swaps from within the Tangem wallet, which is a phone-based app with a NFC compatible card that holds your private key. One of the great, interesting, and easy to use wallets on the market right now. A great wallet, not as versatile as a Ledger device, but really just a simple and easy to use wallet. Now, a lot of people want more than just wallets, so they have added additional features like cross-chain swaps. So here's the comment. Too many steps. Every transfer and every swap costs more funds and loss of coins and fees. This needs to be streamlined better, not just in Tangem, but with all crypto blockchains and wallets. I want to buy specific coins, and it takes a damn engineering degree just to figure out the way to get a coin, and after hours of research, every wallet and service, I don't have support of any of the transactions I want to. This is a pain and choke point in the industry. Fees on buying and selling as well as swaps have to come down, or mass adoption will not happen. I understand where he's coming from, but this is my reply to that. Yes, it is difficult to do crypto, to do self-custody. Fees are high, transfer fees are high, blockchain fees are high. Yes, I understand all of that. It is an emergent technology. It is advanced cryptography. It is not the kind of thing that lends itself to convenience, right? And this is what most people are used to, right? All of our technology, most of the mainstream technology is evolving towards convenience, right? Just click and buy now, right? You're on Amazon, you see something you want, just click buy now. You don't even have to go to your cart. Just click buy now and it'll be in your house maybe by the end of the day. Who knows, right? We're in a convenient society. Well, now we have an advanced technology based on cryptography that, yes, it is difficult to use. And if everybody could do it by just clicking one thing, then everyone would be piled in and we would have already missed it, right? So here we are in emergent technology. We have to take a little extra time and effort to learn what to do. We have to pay a little extra fees to get our hands on this emergent technology. It's worth it, don't you think? Right? If it were easy, everyone would be doing it. So that's why we're doing it. That's why we're into this. That's why I have this channel, to help you learn how to do this. It's not easy. I admit that. That's why I started the channel, because when I got into Bitcoin back in 2013, it was really difficult. Not only was it difficult, but it was difficult to find a tutorial anywhere on YouTube, any kind of forum. There just weren't any answers out there. And so I struggled and struggled. And that was 2013 and 14. So when 2017 rolled around and I thought about doing a channel, I thought, why not do the kind of videos I wished I had in 2013? Step by step, with an example, explaining how to do it from beginning to end. I was always looking for something like that and could never find it. It was always, I found a piece over here, I found a piece over there, and then I had to like fill in the blanks on my own, right? So now I'm here. I've got the research under my belt. I've paid my dues under fire, and I'm just demonstrating how to do this stuff for you guys. Easy peasy from beginning to end, and I'm actually doing it right there on your screen. So yeah, sure, it's difficult, but I don't know about this mass adoption. It appears to be going along, even though it is still difficult. All right. Anyhow, I just want to greet everyone again. I want to thank everybody. Kenny is here today. Kairos, thank you for being here. Birds, bees, and trees. The cat's weird. The cat doesn't like inclement weather, but he was running around outside earlier today. He came in and out about 2 or 3 times, and then finally realized that it's cold and windy and decided to just come inside and take a nap. Oh, yeah, I'm still looking at these comments here. Thanks, Gary. Thank you. Michael Cleveland, what about the ledger stacks? No, no ledger stacks. There is no ledger stacks, and there is no estimate on when this thing will be delivered. You can't even pre-order it anymore. I think it's dead, personally. I mean, at this point, they still haven't managed to deliver it. I have lost faith in it. I don't even think about it. Why think about it? It's just going to cause you consternation, right? Let's see. Some Steak, Richard Torres, Simon from Scotland. Birds, bees, and trees. Where would be some good ideas to keep our 24-word seed phrase besides like a safe in a case of a fire or something? Maybe safety deposit boxes, a no. Maybe keep with SIG, or maybe in will. Yeah, that's a really good question, birds, bees, and trees. If you are not aware, we talk a lot about self-custody here. One of the key elements of a hardware wallet or any crypto wallet. Sorry, let's go back here. Whoops. BIP 39. And let me also do this. Just, I know we're getting a little technical here, but I'm just gonna soldier through this real quick, just to give you an idea of what the heck it is we're talking about here. Come on, where are the? Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, they've split it into... Oh, come on, man. Oh, what are you doing to me? They used to have... It's so... Okay, so they're going to make it hard on me. Okay. Okay, I'll go ahead and download it if you insist. Okay. They used to just be able to access this thing. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. There we go. We'll extract that. Okay. Boom. Difficult. Ah, come on now. What are you doing to me? Okay. Let's look at title. Okay. Come on now. Boy, they used to make this so easy, but because you could just, but now not. Okay. Bummer. Okay. Well, I guess I'm not going to be able to show you this. Oh, why are you doing this to me? Okay. Okay, yeah, I get that. I want table of contents. Why are you not giving me? Okay, forget it. Forget it. This is what happens to me when I'm going live, is I can't show you something I want to show you, but that's okay. We'll get past it. All I'm trying to say is when we do a wallet, we are given a seed phrase, a backup phrase, a 24 or 12 word backup phrase. And I'll generate one for you here as a demo. All right, and these 12 or 24 words basically are used to generate the keys of the wallet. So if you look down here, you can see that all of these private and public keys get generated from this seed phrase. So this seed phrase basically is your wallet. In mathematical form, in mathematical representation. So it's vitally important to keep it safe and secure. So the conundrum comes down to the question Birds, Bees, and Trees is asking is what are good ways to store this, right? Well, the first thing you should remember is that keep it simple. Don't go overboard with your security. Write it down on a piece of paper and keep it in a safe place. That's the easiest way to do it. A lot of people try to get fancy, write part of it down, split it up into pieces, switch the words around to try to fool would-be thieves and stuff like that. Well, all of that kind of stuff is basically things that you're doing in your own brain that may not be as secure as you think they are, and that you might forget down the road and suddenly lose access to your crypto. And if you're trying to leave this to your family, they're not going to be able to figure out your crazy little code that you came up with to, jumble your words up. So lesson number one, just keep it simple. Write your 24 words down. Now, you can put them into metal if you want to do it that way, if you want to keep them waterproof, all that kind of stuff, fireproof, fade-proof, and that's fine too, but keep them in one place and don't split them up or jumble them or try to do anything crazy on your own, right? It's just a recipe for heartache. Now, where do we put these? Safety deposit box is okay, but in a real financial panic, you may not be able to get into your bank safety deposit box, right? There might be bank runs going on and the bank doors will be closed and you won't have access to it. It's fine to keep one there if in normal situation, that's a great place to store your seed phrase, but you might not have access to it in a pinch. So have alternates, right? Keep one around your house somewhere. Maybe keep one at a relative's house. Now, you could keep one at your relative's house without telling them if you want to. Stick it behind a picture that you give them for a gift, or just hidden in something that you've left with them, like say, hey, can I store some storage stuff in your garage or whatever, and, have it written down inside a book cover or whatever. There are lots of ways to kind of hide them in plain sight, but always it's good to have one within access, right? Don't just split all your crypto into 5 different wallets and then delete the hardware wallet and keep pieces in, different cities, that's all super safe and secure, but what if you need access to it, right? Don't screw yourself, please. Okay, so I wanted to do a transfer just to show you guys how to deal with crypto a little bit. JP Morgan, you are the man. I started my journey back in early 2020. Your 2021. Your channel has been helpful. Hello from snowy Canada. Yeah, now the sun is breaking out, right? So it's no longer got a little blizzard condition out there, but it's still cold here in Michigan. So let's go over to. I did kind of want to touch on this. I'm going to stick to Ledger today, if you guys don't mind. Let's just go ahead and launch my Ledger Live. All right, it's syncing up. We should see that go up just a tad, right? Now, there's not a whole lot of Bitcoin in this wallet. I don't know that there's much at all in any. I'm always a little bit fluid. Ledger Live is the software that we use to manage our crypto on our Ledger device. Ledger being the #1 hardware wallet out there, there is some FUD around the Ledger device when they announced their recover feature last year, but most of that has died down to a certain extent. But FUD narratives tend to hang on like grim death, and so there are a lot of newcomers out there that are terrified of Ledger because they've heard FUD, and so they don't trust it. I personally, I mean, I'm not a huge conspiracy theory person, but I suspect that part of this narrative around self-custody is to scare people away from self-custody. I don't know if it's, somebody, in the Rothschild family said, hey, let's spread the rumor that it's not safe to store your crypto in a wallet. But it just seems like it went in a progression. In 2021, everyone was using exchanges. We had the collapse of Terra Luna. We had the collapse of FTX. And in late 2022, there was a huge rush towards self-custody. People finally woke up and realized that they need to store their wallets, store their crypto in their own wallets. And so there was this huge rush to self-custody. And then, kind of out of the blue, Ledger decided to offer this recover service that made people doubt them. And it uncovered this whole idea that there is a small amount of personal trust that you have to put in a hardware wallet because it is in the real world. Now, crypto is don't trust, verify. I totally understand that. But there are some real world considerations that are attached to that mathematical formula. You can have a fully open source hot wallet on your computer that you don't have to trust anybody, right? You download the entire Bitcoin node to your machine and you're running a full Bitcoin node. You don't trust anybody. That's all well and good, but it's susceptible to security concerns, right? You've got your wallet exposed to the internet. So the best way to manage your private key of your wallet is on a hardware device or maybe on an air-gapped computer, like you've got a separate computer for the private key. You still need to interface with the internet in order to deal with blockchain because blockchain is on the internet. So you cannot just, have a crypto wallet that is completely isolated from everything. You need the internet to check your balances, send and receive, all that stuff. So, but the private key, which is the part of the wallet that you actually use to authorize transactions, can be stored on a separate device, be it an air-gapped computer or one of the many hardware wallets out there. But in order to do this, you're sort of interacting with the real world. Now, Ledger came out a long time ago, and their philosophy was this device is storing something very precious and secure that needs to stay secret from prying eyes. So we're going to design this device to involve secrecy, right? We don't want anyone to know how it works. We want it to Damn it. Fuck. Oh, okay. All right. Thank you, Kenny. I appreciate it. Sorry, guys. All right. I get it. Okay. All right. I give up. Well, that just put a damper on my day once again. All right. All right. I give up. All right. Let's go over to this table demo. All right. I have a Ledger device over here. Belongs to my son, and I would like to transfer some Bitcoin off of this wallet to a different wallet. So we'll go ahead and do that. All right. So how do I transfer Bitcoin off of this device? Well, the first thing I'll point out is that the device does not hold Bitcoin. The device holds the private key for the Bitcoin, and we will access that by using this private key. All right, so I'm just going to enter my PIN here. Whoops. All right, I've got my PIN entered. All right. Now I'm going to do a little trick here with my Ledger Live, and it's kind of a demonstration to show you that the crypto is not on the device and it's not in Ledger Live. A lot of people worry that they do something wrong, they're going to lose their crypto. Your crypto is safe and secure out there on the blockchain. As long as you have your seed phrase, you're fine, right? From your seed phrase, you can restore any device. So if your device gets stepped on, run over, the dog chews it, it gets water on it, it breaks, it gets lost, it gets stolen, you can get another device and use your seed phrase to restore it. The same goes for Ledger Live in that sense that this is just the public information of the wallet, which is exported from the device, right? The device initializes, the private key goes on the device. From that one single master private key, all of the different wallets can get generated. And then all of the public-facing information of those wallets is exported out to Ledger Live. So if Ledger Live gets deleted from my computer, I can always go back and recover the wallets by attaching the device. So let's just assume that that has happened. I'm going to go into my C drive, into my users folder, into my name, and then I'll go into the app data folder. Inside roaming is where the Ledger Live folder lives. Now I'm going to change the name of this folder. And now I'm going, whoops, I can't because I'm in Ledger Live. Let me close Ledger Live. All right, now let's do it again. All right, now what's happened is I have basically deleted the preference folder. That preference folder was created by connecting my device and installing apps and adding accounts. Well, all of that information is gone as far as Ledger Live is concerned because it's looking for a Ledger Live folder. So let's watch what happens when I launch Ledger Live. It's going to magically create a new Ledger Live folder. Let's go out and back in. And you can see that Ledger Live just created an empty Ledger Live folder. Somewhat empty, right? It's got a whole bunch of data in it. But if you look at Ledger Live, it's blank, right? It doesn't know anything about what was on there before. So how do we recover the crypto, right? Ledger Live is gone. It's a brand new machine or whatever, or a brand new hard drive, and someone is freaking out, oh, where's all my crypto? But they still have their device. Right? First thing I'll say, don't reset your device. I don't know what it is. People think that if they wipe their Ledger Live and reinstall a new copy, that for some reason they need to go in and reset their device. Well, and then they screw that up. They go in and they think they're doing a restore, but then they set the wallet up as new and it's empty, right? So the first thing is you don't need to mess with your device if you've already got it set up. Right? All you have to do is reconnect. So we'll hit get started. We'll choose our device, which is really not that important. It's just looks different. I mean, I could do the same thing even though I have a Ledger Nano X. This just so the instructions look, have the right words. All I want to do is connect the device, right? Connect your Ledger Nano S. Well, in this case, it's an X, right? I don't want to set it up as brand new. The device is already set up, right? I don't need to restore the device. The device is intact. Nothing happened to the device. We're only doing the software here. So all we want to do is connect the device. All right, and then we'll just do the device check. I'm going to zoom this camera in a little bit so you guys can see what's going on my device. Okay. All right. Let's hit check my Nano. It wants to do a secure connection. So authorize that by clicking both buttons, and it's just passed the genuine check. Another issue I get with people all the time is, oh my God, I bought my ledger from Best Buy. Should I throw it away? Is it insecure? Is it unsafe? Am I going to lose all my crypto? No. This device has a cryptographic verification process called a genuine check. So I could find this floating in the gutter. I could buy this off the back of a truck. It doesn't matter where I get it. Once I connect it to Ledger Live and run the genuine check, if it passes the genuine check, it's fine. It doesn't matter where you buy it. You could buy it from a Russian hacker. All you have to do is do a full reset if it's already set up. You can do that by entering the PIN incorrectly 3 times. But if it's factory condition and it passes the genuine check, you have a genuine device and it has not been tampered with. That is cryptography. I hate to harp on this stuff. Now, we're going to go ahead and I'm not going to use their recovery service. I'm just going to close this out. Which is kind of, it made it look like that was their only option, right? All right, so now I could install some apps ahead of time, but instead I'm going to go over to the portfolio section and I'm just going to add accounts. Now, the device has already been set up. The device already has wallets on it. I just need to rediscover them in Ledger Live. So I know there's Bitcoin on here. So we'll click Bitcoin. We'll hit continue. And it wants me to open the Bitcoin app on my device. Like the Bitcoin app was already installed and ready to roll. We don't have to worry about anything. Now it's going to scan the device and look for any existing Bitcoin wallets. Well, it finds the wallet that was already there, and it also offers me the option of adding an empty account. I'm not going to do that. We'll call this one Alex, all right? We'll hit add account, and there it is. There's the Bitcoin, and there's the full transaction history, right? All of the Bitcoin that's out there on the blockchain has just been connected to by Ledger Live by virtue of the fact that I have the wallet information on my device, right? So the private key stays on the device, the public information shows up in Ledger Live, and the actual Bitcoin is out there on the blockchain, on the Bitcoin ledger, safe and secure. Let's see what else is there. Let's do, I believe there's some Solana on here. So we can add a Solana account. Now it wants me to open the Solana app. I'll click both buttons. It's finding it. Photograph to mode. Finally got all my crypto off Binance and onto my ledger. I sat on the Ledger wallet for about 2 years before doing anything. Congratulations. That is really nice. Birds, bees, and trees. So if it passes the genuine check, we won't need a 3 times incorrect PIN entry on purpose. This is great information. If it's already in factory mode, right? If you buy a used ledger from someone and it already has a PIN, it's already been set up, you don't want to use their configuration. In that case, you would do a 3 times reset on there. Now, there are people out there that are worried, and so they'll do the reset. It's almost like, I don't know, what to relate it to, but it's like doing a reset even when it doesn't need to be done, just for the psychological value of doing a reset. But if it's an empty configuration, if when you turn on that, connect that device and it says, welcome to Ledger, all that stuff, that is a factory reset device. If it passes the genuine check, correct, you don't have to worry, right? If it's already set up, if Russian hacker sells you a device and he tells you the PIN, don't use it, right? Don't put crypto in there if he's got it already set up, because I'm sure he has the seed phrase somewhere, right? You'll want to set it up as new, right? And in my case, I didn't go through the full setup just then. As I mentioned, we're only dealing with the software right now. The device was set up, the PIN has been written down and stored away safely. But if it's a brand new and you're setting it up as new, then yes, go ahead and do a full reset just to be on the safe side. If it's got a PIN already, right? There's the Solana. We'll put Alex in there again. All right, what else is on this thing? Let's check. Well, one clue is if we look on the device, let's look at the apps that are on there, right? Well, there's some apps on there already, so let's check the Ethereum and see if there's any Ethereum on there. We'll do that. So what's happening here is that the device is exporting the public information of the each wallet that we've got, that we created on this device. All right, there's our Ethereum, and then I know there's some AVAX is fairly new in Ledger Live. It didn't. It's only recently been added as a supported account in Ledger Live. So before you had to use MetaMask or the AVAX hardware wallet, but now you can even view your Avalanche in Ledger Live, which is pretty cool. And there it is, yeah. Let's hit add account. I don't know what else is on here. Let's just double check. Whoops. Well, let's get out of this. Yeah, I think that's it. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Avalanche, Solana, and the Monero is empty. I know that's empty because I was just doing a demo, right? So there you go. Boom. All that crypto was accessible simply by reconnecting the device. Could have been, you know, a brand new computer, a spare laptop, or whatever. Another thing is that if you're out and about, let's say you're visiting your cousins and you have your device with you, but for some reason your phone app isn't working or whatever, you need access to your crypto, you can borrow someone else's computer and do this, right? Hey, mom, do you mind if I go into the study and use your computer? You'll install Ledger Live. You'll run through this little process of adding all of your accounts. You can manage your crypto, send and receive, do whatever you want. And then when you're done, just uninstall Ledger Live. Even if you leave it on your mom's computer and then go back home, she might be able, well, if you leave it here on her computer, she'll be able to see your balances, but she will have no access to the crypto without the device. Right? So if you want to borrow somebody's computer just to test your device out, install Ledger Live, set it up, add your accounts, double check everything's working. You can simply delete it when you're done by running, just a Windows uninstall if you want to do that. But one thing that I would also mention, let's see, we'll go here to apps, right? When you're done, you could just do Ledger, just run the uninstall, right? Take it off the computer. Even when you do that, let's hit uninstall. I should also mention that if you go into that folder where we just were, the roaming folder, you'll notice the folder is still there. For some reason, when you uninstall Ledger Live, it doesn't take this folder out. But that's okay. You can go in there and delete it before you leave mom's house, and she'll never know that you had access to your crypto from her computer. There's no risk whatsoever of using someone else's computer. I have a lot of people that will tell me that they're experiencing some kind of glitch, and it's usually a connection issue. I connect my Ledger Live doesn't see it. That's how they usually say it. Well, that's a pretty ambiguous statement. It can mean a lot of things, but I'll say, make sure you've got the device unlocked and the PIN entered. And they'll say, I've done that. I'm like, well, okay, try a different USB port. Oh, I've done that. Oh, try to restart your computer. I've done that. All right, well, you've given me an impossible situation. And so what I usually tell them is, go install Ledger Live on another computer, connect your device, see if it works there. That way you'll know that it's something to do with your computer. Right? I've been in tech support in computers since the 90s, right? I've dealt with people over the phone, in person. Every time someone has a technical issue, it's always, I know, I've done that. They won't even listen. They come to you for help, and then they won't even listen to your suggestions. So, if you're having issues with your Ledger device, it's not being quote unquote recognized on your computer. It's most likely an issue with your computer. Are you using a 7-year-old computer running Windows 8, right? Try it on a different computer so you can eliminate the possibility that it's a hardware issue with the device. It's most likely an environmental issue with your computer. Software is out of date, hardware is out of date, so the USB ports are messed up, you've got 50 USB devices connected, and so it doesn't see your Ledger. All kinds of stuff like that can be eliminated if you just try it on a different computer and verify that the device does work, right? Short of that, send your device back to Ledger or do whatever you got to do. I'm hitting all kinds of troubleshooting here. Let's go ahead and I'm going to rename this folder Ledger Live again. And then I'm going to go download Ledger Live from the Ledger website, even though I have the installer on my computer anyway. Let's go to Ledger Live. Let's download the Windows app. Let's put it in downloads. You can see there's one there already. Although it's not the exact same name, right? This one is 277-1, and this one, pardon me, is the latest version, which is 2.77.2. Let's go ahead and run that. Let's install. Notice there where they put that folder, it doesn't overwrite the existing folder. Right? It just tells us, that's where I'm going to put your Ledger Live folder. And it puts all its like regular stuff. But because that folder was already there and had all my information in it, now you can see we're back to my configuration, right? Because that was the folder named Rex. We can also do this if we close Ledger Live and we go back into that app data folder, wherever it was, we can find it. Yeah, that roaming, the app data roaming folder. Notice I have all these different folders. These are all the different configurations of my family members. Let's rename this one Rex, that's mine. And let's rename this one back to Ledger Live. And let's launch Ledger Live again, take a look at what we see. Different preferences folder, different accounts, showing up in Ledger Live. That's Alex's balance, right? We had just looked at that. Oh, there was one little token that I'd forgot. Well, actually, no, that's an Avalanche token, right? If we look at that folder, you can see Joe shows up as a token. That was just an experiment, right? Let's close it. Let's go back and rename this Alex again. And then let's go down and look at this one. This is the one, this is my daughter's ledger. I don't have access to this, but I can see it because it was connected to my computer at one point. And I've got all her stuff in here. So my daughter has 0.1 Bitcoin and 1 whole Ethereum in her wallet. But she has her device in her room. She's got her own PIN. I don't have access to this crypto because I don't have the device and I don't know the PIN, right? So I can see it, but I can't touch it, right? I can't access it. But I do like to kind of keep an eye on what it's worth, right? Looking pretty good lately. It's pretty good for a 14-year-old, huh? Let's hit this. Let's go back. All right, and then let's go back to mine. And then we're back in business, right? We'll launch Ledger Live again, and we're back to my configuration. So once you have Ledger Live set up, you can rename the folder and relaunch Ledger Live. It'll be blank again. You can connect a different device, and then you can configure the device by doing the add account process, which you saw me doing earlier. And in a way, it allows you to manage multiple devices and keep them separate, right? I have a separate folder for everyone. This is a little ganky. I'm not that crazy about this little hack scheme, but it does serve me well. What would really be cool is if Ledger Live had profiles, like your Prime account or your Netflix account, where you have a different profile for each family member. That would be really cool, but they don't have that feature. It's an all or nothing, right? You can manage multiple devices in Ledger Live. Like some of these devices, some of these accounts are connected to different devices, but the drawback to doing that is if you have like 2 or 3 different family members with their own device, then when you go to portfolio, you're going to see all of the balances mixed together, right? Which isn't that convenient if you want to kind of see who has which balance. It's better to manage your profiles like I'm doing here. Yeah, well, because Ledger can't seem to add this feature. It's got to be trivial. I mean, if all it requires is renaming folders, I mean, any programmer worth their salt could write the underlying code in 5 minutes. The only thing they would need to do would be to add the the interface, the UI, to make it look nice. But yeah. Good to see you, Silweck. Thank you. Good to see you. This is great content. Yes, forgot to thank you. Everybody work. I'm printing money like the Fed. Ever since Science Stone's Northern 316, I started having issues with. Since I installed Northern 360, I haven't been able to use my letter on my computer. I'm not sure what. Oh, Norton 360. Yeah, I personally use ESET Internet Security. I believe they're based in Estonia, if I'm not mistaken. Eastern European company, but a great piece of antivirus software and also anti-malware. What is that thing they call? Firewall. It's firewall and antivirus. I also have anti-malware on my computer. Malwarebytes Premium, which I have a subscription. These are the two that I use the most. Norton 360, I'm not a huge fan of. The problem that I have with Norton is that it does too much self-promotion, right? I don't really like the fact that if you buy their antivirus, that when you launch your computer, it's always popping up messages telling you, to buy their their identity protection services or their password manager services. Or, I mean, it's like I didn't buy a serious piece of software to get spammed with ads whenever I use my computer. I also have a problem with Norton in that it's too sensitive. It's always popping up messages telling you, ooh, you just got this, you just got that, and this is dangerous, and all that stuff. It's just trying to justify its own existence, right? But for a newcomer that doesn't understand computers, it's just too much TMI, right? Too much information. So I'm not crazy about Norton, although I'm pretty sure it works pretty well to protect you against threats. I'm just not crazy about its interface and its self-promotion. And there is free antivirus software if you don't have anything. You do have to kind of deal with the nagware that keeps telling you to buy the premium version. And Windows Defender does a pretty decent job of keeping your Windows computer safe. There's a couple of things that I'm not employing right now, but it will actually incorporate my antivirus, the ESET antivirus, right? But even without ESET, Windows Defender is pretty good, right? All right, guys, is the price going to continue in the coming months? God, I wish I could give you a definitive answer on that. We talked a little bit about where I thought the Bitcoin market might go, but it's still a toss-up, right? There is no definitive answer. And just a word of caution, I would discourage you from going to YouTube channels and trying to find out answers to those kind of questions, because everybody has an opinion out there, and some of them, they might be right some of the time, they might be wrong some of the time, but draw your own conclusions. Don't just look for an answer out there on YouTube as far as price predictions, right? Because you're eventually going to find somebody that's going to tell you what you want to hear, right? Or you're gonna go to 5 different websites or YouTube channels and get 5 different opinions, and then you're going to be confused. I get a lot of that one too. I get a lot of people, they'll say, they'll ask me a question, I'll get some advice, I'll give them some advice, usually to do with crypto security, and then they'll come back and say, oh, I checked with this guy and that guy, and they say that's not safe, and I'm like, why bother asking me if you're just going to go ask somebody else? So, search for answers, but draw your own conclusions. I want to thank everybody for being here today. I apologize again for the mic mute that hit me, that really knocked the wind out of me. I was real excited, and then my mic muted, and I lost all my motivation. But I hope you learned something about self-custody today, about managing your crypto, a little bit about how crypto works. Storing it on the blockchain is the safest and most secure way of managing your crypto, as long as you are in total control of your wallet. If you have the private key, no one can take that crypto away from you if done properly. If you reveal your 24-word seed phrase, then you've just given them the same exact access that you have. If you store your crypto on Coinbase, if you store your crypto in an ETF, if you use Celsius or any kind of institutional service, you are running the risk of losing access to your crypto. And not just in the knockdown, drag out, financial collapse kind of scenario. It could be an everyday thing where you try to log in and you forget your password and you try too many times and they lock you out, right? There are so many easy day-to-day types of scenarios where you can lose access to your crypto through no fault of your own when someone else is doing the custody for you. So please, please, please take the time, learn how to self-custody your own crypto. You'll thank me for it. And you'll always have access to your crypto if you store it in your own wallet. So I can't stress that enough. I want to thank everybody for being here again. Thank you, Kenny, for being here early. Thank you for alerting me that my mic was muted. I appreciate that, as always. Emmanuel, everyone that was here, everyone that asked questions, best of luck to you guys. It's exciting times. I'm excited, and I'm going to keep posting tutorial videos to get you through the self-custody issues, right? So once again, thanks for joining me, and I will be doing my Saturday night live stream at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard. Join me for that, for the 2-hour forum. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that you can click that will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new videos. Once again, thanks for joining me, and hope to see you again soon.